So yeah, man, I pretty much predicted what was gonna happen for this fight, and even though I was rooting for Regis program, I had a feeling, he was gonna lose, but I pretty much predicted what was gonna happen, and what I predicted was really I had two predictions. My number one prediction was gonna be, Regis was gonna knock him out, was gonna knock out Haney, like somewhere towards the end of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere maybe like the ninth or the 10th round. And then my second prediction, which is the prediction that came true, my second prediction was that the fight would go the entire 12 rounds, but Haney would win by decision. And that's exactly what happened. The fight lasted the entire 12 rounds, and Haney won by decision, and he won every single round by decision. So the fight went, you know, according to how I predicted. And that's simple because Regis is not really like really like a boxer like that. He's more of a brawler. He really needs to get his boxing skills up to par. Um, he has a lot of power, a lot of strength. He has some good head movement. Um, his defense is okay. It's just his defense could be a whole lot better, and his offense could be a whole lot better if he worked on one thing. There's one thing that Regis was missing in this fight that costed him the fight, and that's what? Footwork. That's the thing that Regis is missing, man. I know he stays out here in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? He from Louisiana too, like me. He from New Orleans though. You know what I'm saying? And he out here in Houston, man. And I don't know, man. Maybe you need to go holler at one of these Mexicans out here in H Town, bro, and have one of these Mexicans teach you how to dance, man. Salsa dancing or something, man. Go take you some dancing classes. You know what I'm saying? Go to a yoga gym. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he's kind of like stiff, man. He's flat-footed. He's stiff, and of course there's some good things. There's some advantages that come with that being flat-footed. Like it's hard to stop Regis. Like that's why I say Regis. This wasn't really a bad loss. I'm saying for Regis Prograis. The reason why it wasn't a bad loss is because he lasted all 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? If you can go the entire fight, all 12 rounds, and you can go all your rounds, you know what I'm saying? It's not really a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? Because you lasted all 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? The fight went the entire distance. So, it wasn't a terrible L, including the fact when you factor in that. But then there's other things you got to factor in, such as the fact that Regis didn't start boxing until he was, 17, almost 18, almost a grown man. Devin Haney started boxing when he was just a kid, elementary school. That's like Floyd Mayweather, man. These dudes started boxing when they were, 6, 7, 8 years old, man. Regis Prograis didn't start boxing until he was an adult. They come from two different worlds, man. It's like Regis came from New Orleans and really came from that struggle, really came from the mud, from the bottom. Haney really, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Haney started boxing, at such a young age, man. So it's like he already had an advantage over him, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't really look at that as like a great win for Haney. And I don't look at it as a bad loss for Regis. You know what I'm saying? But overall, though, it was a decent fight. Um, the fight lasted the whole 12 rounds, so you know what I'm saying? You got to give Regis props for that, you know. But that's really the only thing Regis is missing, man. If he just gets his footwork on point and gets his agility and his reflexes more up to par, that's why I say, man, it's important that boxers and fighters and all athletes, pretty much for the most part, those are two things that athletes need to be doing, man. Yoga, a lot of stretching, a lot of yoga exercises. That's one. And then number two would be dancing. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's more for boxers, like, and even even basketball players and football players, though, because it's footwork. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to dance, that means you got good footwork, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's really, when you look at Muhammad Ali, man, like Muhammad Ali, and you look at the way he used to fight, it's like he would dance. He would dance on his opponents, you know what I'm saying? That's why it was so hard to hit him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Regis needs to do, man. Like he might want to go take up some dancing classes. You might want to go to a yoga gym or something. 'Cause that's all he's really missing, man. It's like everything else is there. He has the power, the strength. He got the hands. His hands are decent. You know what I'm saying? They're not slow either. They're not, incredibly fast, but they're not. He's not, totally slow either. He got some decent hands. They're a decent speed. Very very strong and very very powerful. You know what I'm saying? He just needs to get his, coordination and reflexes, agility, and his footwork up to par. If he can do that, Regis would definitely can definitely come back, and he can even get a second chance to have a rematch with Devin Haney and come back and possibly win. He just really needs to make sure he's prepared this time, and he really just needs to really really work on that footwork, man.